Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. This is a reading for the full moon in Leo, but whenever you're finding it, it will apply to you. These are really powerful cards. It's the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Enter the luminous heart of the sacred. So these cards I found are tremendously powerful, and often when I am using these cards, I will channel a message and then read from the book to get a more in-depth idea of what's going on here. I'm going to place the crystals on camera. And as I'm doing this, I invite you to take some long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, grounding down into your root. And finding that place of receptivity and stillness. And once you feel your shoulders relax, the skin of your forehead relax, making your selection, and I will meet you at your reading. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at, and that crystal was petrified wood. What petrified wood is, wood that's so old it turns to stone. And so there's a lot of ancient wisdom in this stone. And you have sacred scar. There's a paralyzing fear that's been living in your heart for years. But it comes from a wound that has been carried for generations. From this wound, you will birth something bright, something important. It is from this wound that you will learn everything you need to know about your gifts. You will learn love the hard way. In the shadows, there are rips across your face, like you've been thrashed. There's nothing common about this pain. And I'm hearing something about driving the fresh snow over the lands, covering it. The aspect of snow that's necessary for rejuvenation. It's like it piles on the hydration. It feeds the land water over and over and over again to help fertility, to help growth. But it's a deep hydration, like when you use a hydrating face mask instead of just your moisturizer, that more is needed to heal this, that layers upon layers upon layers were needed to heal this wound. I'm going to look in the book. So this is number 11. This feels, 11 is a sign of a doorway. And this definitely feels like the birth of something. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. Some experiences are hard to weather, even when our intention is to trust. Going through a challenging time is likely to give rise to suffering. Consider the mother eagle raising her precious eaglets in the sanctuary of a meticulously padded and fiercely defended nest. They know safety and comfort until one day the mother who provided unceasing nurturance abruptly pushes them out of the nest and into the air. She knows this is how they will learn that they can fly. For the eaglet, there is not yet any such knowledge. Disoriented and disturbed, but eventually innate instinct overtakes confusion, and those brave little eaglets begin to flap their fledgling wings. During the plummet from the nest, they have learned the purpose of the tough lesson and grown. The trauma of disruption became their initiation into power. You don't have to enjoy the process of growth, but you can always trust it has your best interests at heart. However, do not confuse negative, especially traumatic experiences, as something Spirit has inflicted upon you. Spirit would love your growth to happen in the most joyful and peaceful ways possible. As your relationship to Spirit heals and strengthens, this can be the way you grow more often than not. However, Spirit also knows that sometimes we are to move through intense experiences before we gain access to the light. Those experiences can teach us things only those who have truly suffered and brought their suffering to consciousness and healing can know. The lessons learned include compassion, wisdom, strength, and fearlessness, faith in Spirit, in humanity, and the recognition of the challenges of awakening whilst having trust in the ultimate power of the light. Such a soul becomes one truly badass and divine human being, a powerful healer and a light bearer in the world. The Oracle of Sacred Scar lets you know that your greatest struggles are the pathway to your potential. You are not being punished. Those circumstances have not been imposed upon you by Spirit, but Spirit will work with you to free you of negativities and bring you into the light, stimulating the sacred alchemical wisdom within your heart that knows how to distill goodness, grace, and healing from even the most terrible of experiences. If you are deep in suffering now, know that Spirit is with you, loving you and bringing you this oracle. You shall heal. Do not give up. Proceed until you are exactly where you most want to be. You have the inner spirit to ensure even a negative experience will only cause positive growth in you and your life. There's an exercise that goes along with this card, and so I'm going to lead you through it now at this time. So I invite you to again focus in on your breath. Place a hand at your heart, breathing in and out 3 times, in through the nose and out through the nose. And you may repeat after me. I am a divine soul on a sacred journey. The wounds that are healing are where the light is most active within me. When pain gets my attention, it is the divine wisdom within asking me to notice and learn something helpful and compassionate. My scars are signs of wisdom gained. The light can and will assist me in transforming even the most difficult struggles into holy paths of grace. Healing shall manifest completely, generously and lovingly, according to divine timing, for the spiritual benefit of all beings. I am grateful, strong, and blessed. I am grateful, strong, and blessed. You may sit with this for a time, allowing it to integrate with every cell of your body, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. And I will leave you with that. If you need that exercise again, come back to this video. Maybe write what pile you selected down below so you can remember. And it has been my honor to read for you today. Take care. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So these cards, I am going to channel a message for you first, and then I will read from the book. And usually there's a meditative exercise at the end that I will lead you through just to round it out and to deliver this powerful message, powerful healing to you. So let's take a look at what you have. Solve Polluti, 741 hertz. So if you are able to look up 741 hertz on YouTube, and you can play this frequency to help add to this healing for you. Okay, so what I'm picking up on here is overthinking your heart, overthinking spirit. Perhaps you've brought a lot of intellect, which is a beautiful thing, into your spiritual practices. And there's a tendency or a propensity to intellectualize things that are meant to be felt. I keep hearing, it's a line from a William Blake poem, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. It's also the name of a book. So either one of those things may be significant to you or may be helpful. I'm actually going to pause and get that poem for you. Okay, so I actually found it in William Blake's The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. And this is the Proverbs of Hell. So I'm going to read to you from the Proverbs of Hell. In seed time, learn. In harvest, teach. In winter, enjoy. Drive your cart and your plow over the bones of the dead. The road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom. Prudence is a rich, ugly old maid courted by incapacity. He who desires but acts not breeds pestilence. The cut worm forgives the plow. Dip him in the river who loves water. A fool sees not the same tree that a wise man sees. He whose face gives no light shall never become a star. Eternity is in love with the productions of time. The busy bee has no time for sorrow. The hours of folly are measured by the clock, but of wisdom no clock can measure. All wholesome food is caught without a net or a trap. Bring out number, weight, and measure in a year of dearth. No bird soars too high if he soars with his own wings. A dead body revenges not injuries. The most sublime act is to set another before you. If the fool would persist in his folly, he would become wise. Folly is the cloak of knavery. Shame is pride's cloak. So it feels like there's some messages there for you. And if you want to continue reading that, that's The Marriage of Heaven and Hell by William Blake. So now I'm going to take a look at the book and see what additional messages there are for you. I'm not getting too much intuitively. I'm not channeling too much from this card. I'm actually getting more feeling sensation in my body. So I'm getting tense shoulders and a stuck throat, like a really sore throat. I actually feel like I want to drink. I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. Okay. So this is what it says. Tune into your heart and you will be able to find your way through any negative or toxic situation. Engage in self-healing and space clearing. Commit to regular practices that help you to connect to your inner light. Your light shall not be overcome by any darkness or negativity. Take time to clean your heart and mind of negativity by focusing on the divine beings that bring joy to your heart. It is appropriate for you to desire your own personal and sacred space and access it daily. We live in an age of heightened environmental, emotional, and spiritual pollution. During such a world age, it takes more work to experience clarity, purity, and originality. It is possible, though, and there are ways of finding this that are perhaps not ancient, but that are derived from ancient practices. So, and this is sort of my specialty in terms of spiritual teaching, is how to find essentially healthy traps, I like to call them, for contemporary times, for people who are deeply sensitive, deeply intuitive, and who need to develop a regular practice in a contemporary setting without trying to reproduce ancient situations. Okay, so it says, often the bulk of our challenge is simply warding off further negative influences and attempting to dislodge the toxins permeating our energy field psychologically, physically, and emotionally. The onslaught continues with chemical toxins in food, polluted oceans which contaminate sea life, and the bombardment of electromagnetic radiation. When technological development lacks commensurate wisdom, such as the current case, progress contains a shadow side of harm to our planet and her creatures, including us humans. Higher beings are lovingly and faithfully working to assist souls in their transition from fear to love-based inner orientation, and to become strong enough to ward off further negative influences and reverse the toxic culture within themselves and our world. And I would say that to think of ourselves as toxic is problematic. And I think for you with this heart pollution, some of that may be part of what weighs heavy on you. Is it's an Aquarian sense of, political justice and seeing to it that everyone has rights and like beautiful things, beautiful heartfelt things. But what it does is it overwhelms you with the collective, and then you don't have enough space to feel for yourself. Sometimes it weighs heavy on you. So it says here the frequency of 741 hertz cleans things up. Self-polluti is a Latin expression which means to clear pollutants and toxins. This frequency focuses on clearing, freeing the hold of negativity, and allowing the natural way of bright, beautiful manifestation to unfold. This frequency works to clear infections and electromagnetic radiation from the body. It also attunes one to the harmonics of the quantum field, the reorganizing principle of the higher self, which knows what you are and how to dislodge and disengage from what is inauthentic and obstructive to your radiant being. This is a call to clear yourself and your space in ways that feel affirming, inspiring, and beautiful for you. Trust that no matter how much gunk the ego-driven actions of humans might generate, it is no match for the power of spirit at play in willing human hearts. May all such hearts join with spirit and with each other to clear and bless all creatures for the greatest good. So there's definitely some helpful things here. And there is an exercise. So if you want to now take some long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And bring your awareness to the present moment. Ground yourself by feeling your feet connect to the earth. Let there be a feeling of pleasant heaviness as your feet pull the energy down from your heart and toward the earth. It is as if the feet can discharge unwanted energies which the Earth Mother, with her alchemical skill of transmutation, can utilize as fertilizer for new life. Place a hand over your heart. Feel your connection with yourself, with the light within, with the spiritual vastness that is the light within your heart. See, imagine, feel, or intend that the heart connection to the spiritual light is becoming stronger and more powerful as you gently tune your awareness into it. If you can relax and allow it, that intelligent inner light will begin to clear, cleanse, heal, renew, and protect you from within yourselves. It will move out into all aspects of your life. You may feel this at a subtle level, but even if you feel nothing, you can trust it is happening anyway. You can further empower your process with this, repeating after me. I call upon pure white light for cleansing, realignment, renewal, and protection now. May I be protected from all negativities, purged from all malignant energies, and held in the sanctity of the light in all dimensions of my being. I shed and release that which obstructs my luminous and true nature through divine mercy and grace for the spiritual benefit of all beings. So be it. And when you are ready, ground yourself again, maybe moving the fingers and toes. You have completed your healing process. Take a drink of water, eat some healthy protein, and move on, finding this healing in your everyday life. Thank you for joining. Take care. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. We have lost some light here, so I turned on a lamp and I'm going to light this candle if I can. There we go. For a little additional light and cleanse the space. opening up to any channeled messages that may come through for you today. We will also take a look at the book. There are usually some healing or meditative exercises at the end. So being prepared for that, that you have a space cleared to drop into that space, drop into that healing. So we have for you Yeshi, Yoga, 333. Fight, 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 fight. You have a lot that you feel like you're up against, real or imagined. There is a lot of anxiety here. And a pattern of expecting the worst that sometimes you cover as being realistic. There's this, I'm hearing Come to the Magic Castle. So there were these books when I was a kid, and they all started the same way. Come to the Magic Castle. When you are growing tall, rows upon rows of word windows line every single wall. They reach up high as the sky, and you want to open them all. For every time you open one, a new adventure has begun. And then it would say a name, and so opened a word window, and here is what she saw. So I'm getting that the stories in your head are not, they're not coming out as you had hoped. Things are not happening as you had hoped. You have this narrative or this self that you hold yourself to, these ideas that you hold yourself to, and it's time to rewrite that story. Though, if the story that you have written is not serving you, if it is serving you, continue to write that story, keep up the good work. But if it's not helping you, this could be about what you are consuming as well in terms of entertainment, literature, books. Perhaps you're reading the wrong things for you, or you're on the right path. So there's different messages. This is a general reading, but some you might be on the right path, or you may have some books that you're sort of drawn to. Trust it. Trust a switch in direction. Trust a change in direction. And I'm going to take a look at the book for additional messages. Number 33. Three, you're done deciding and you're starting to make a plan. Wow. Okay. So this is a really affirming message for you. Pile number 3. Oh, pile number 3. 333. 6 threes in a row. You shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent, so stay connected to your path no matter what, and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out the support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed, but also trust that you are intimately and directly connected to powerful divine light within. There can be a dramatic healing breakthrough when you rely upon your spiritual connection. The supernatural tigress is believed to have been Yeshi Sogyo, a yogini guardian for humanity and an emanation of the compassionate goddess of peace, prosperity, and long life known as White Tara. Yeshi Sogo power is that of the tiger siddha, or medicine of spirit tiger. Her presence in a reading indicates that a boldness of spirit and willingness to engage your challenges will create the path to inevitable success. She represents our ability to generate the spiritual power necessary to accomplish what needs to manifest for the greatest good. This oracle encourages you to call upon your higher spiritual guides for assistance. This empowers them to bring their light to the world through you, and for you to grow into your own spiritual advancement too. Remember, enlightenment is a team effort with extraordinary individual players working together as one. You belong on such a team. The Oracle of Yeshi Sogyal 333 augurs empowerment and healing by assuring a confident attitude and taking steps forward. It indicates that a negative time is drawing to a close and encourages commitment to the task of overcoming negativities through spiritual practices suited to you. It doesn't matter if you feel like a beginner or are uncertain of how to meditate, for example. Yeshi Sogyal became enlightened because she made progress one step at a time, attracting the right teachers and guides to assist her. You have the precious gift of such a path. It is good karma to have such a path, and it creates further good karma when you pursue it. The repeated 3 symbolizes that all manner of assistance and support will be granted to ensure your attainment. This will include the gifts of appropriate teachings and teachers, friends, healers, synchronicity, circumstance, and opportunity. Trust the universe and go for what you want with boldness and courage. Finally, this oracle indicates triumph over even the most severely negative energies, with the help of supernatural intervention, if need be. To activate that blessing, be determined to prevail. Fully empower the beneficial workings of light in your life and in our world. Truly, you are a light worker. Embrace it and live it. So it could be that some of the anxieties that you're experiencing are related to thoughts that lead you away from your spiritual path, or ideas that lead you away from your spiritual path. But there's a tremendous amount of confident, powerful energy coming in for you here, stepping into a strong, strong power. And this is your healing process. So be seated somewhere comfortable. If you are a visual person, you may follow this visualization, allowing the symbols to enter your soul without having to analyze or interpret them. If you are more of a feeling person, listen to the description, noticing any emotions or sensations that arise as you do so, and allowing them to soak into your soul without needing to analyze or interpret them. Begin by consciously connecting with your breath as it flows in and out. Allow the breath to become deeper and more complete, calming and centering you in the present moment. Place a hand over your heart to connect you with your soul essence. Relax, become receptive at your soul level, open and willing to take in symbolic nourishment to empower, protect, and heal you. You see a brilliant white sun. It shines radiant white light through continually shifting mandalas of sacred geometric patterns. Waves of light move through you, slow, deep, and healing. Out of the most luminous center of this sun, a solar tiger of white light stalks forth. You see the numbers 333 emblazoned above her. Light continues to amplify itself, reaching far and wide into every dimension. There is no barrier that can withstand it. The waves of light continue to move through you, slow, powerful, and deep. Rest in this feeling for as long as you feel is best, allowing the process to soak into the depths of your soul. When it is time for you to complete this healing process, ground and hydrate yourself. Thank you for joining me today. Take care.